Hi there, welcome back to my channel. So, today we're going to start tackling my fragrances. And I'm not gonna lie, doing fragrances as part of my collection or declutter video fills me with dread. The reason is because I have a very healthy collection and going through it will take me some time, but you know what? I'm gonna bite the bullet, bite it, and we're gonna do that today. So I'm in my beauty room, I'm in my beauty space. I'll show you quickly what it looks like, and I'm actually recording on my small SLR camera um to make it easier. So hopefully it's coming through. It's first time using this type of camera, so I am quite excited to see what the footage looks like. But let me flip around and show you my room space first of all. All right, much better. Always feels much better when I'm on this end. So this is the door. Behind I have like a little speaker because I like to listen to music. I've got a little thing there for my keys. And this is the first storage space for my fragrances. As you can see, I do have some more down there, like samples and stuff. Got my little camera, got my little picture frame, which is fragrance and makeup because, you know, on this channel, I like to do a mishmash of beauty related stuff. So fragrance and makeup is fitting. And I've got my vanity. I've already got some fragrances that I know I'm going to declutter. So I've put them here. Got my body sprays, my makeup, my eyeshadow palettes. It is a little bit messy, but we move. And then the second place where my fragrances are kept, and then some boxes of the fragrances that I really like the packaging. So I've just kept them there. So for today's video, I need time to actually go through the fragrances, and I don't think that I can do it under pressure like I do for eyeshadow palettes, to make cutthroat decisions. I do think I need some time to smell the fragrance, to really think about it if I want to remove it from my collection. So, what I'm going to do is go through my collection, take out the ones that I know for definite I'm decluttering, and then we'll talk about those ones. And then in a separate video, I will show you my collection. I think I prefer to do that because I know I'm getting some fragrances for Christmas, some that I've purchased for myself as Christmas presents, and also some that family members have purchased for me. So, and I would like to get that in one video. Well, I can't get it in one I can't get it in one video, but I'd like to get in a series of videos to show you the collection that I'm left with that I'm taking into 2023. So in this video, I'm just going to focus on going through, tidying up, and then using the opportunity to take out fragrances that I'm going to declutter. Um, so I will speed through this. I don't think I'm going to record everything, but I will capture some bits. So, and then we'll sit down and go through the ones that I am decluttering. So if you're interested in a fragrance declutter, then after you keep on watching and make sure you subscribe to my channel if you haven't. This is very much as raw as it gets. Um, so yeah, I'm excited, but I'm really nervous. Before we actually get into that, I do want to give a shout out to this guy. So I got this diffuser oil thing from the Look Fantastic beauty box that I unboxed on YouTube, and this thing smells amazing. Literally fills up my room, and it's just fantastic. So this is the Rituals. What's it called? So I keep moving. Rituals of Ayurveda. Anyway, this is what it looks like. If I can find it, I will link it in the description box. But I did want to give a shout out to that because my room smells fantastic because of it. And yeah, let's go. Okay, so far, let me zoom out a bit so you can see. So far, this is where we are. So I have added quite a so yeah, ignore that. There are quite a lot of bottles on that side that I'm deciding to declutter. So it's coming along. It's slow progress, but it's coming along. And I've decided to go by color coding. I used to do this, and then I started displaying my fragrances by brand, which worked for some time, but honestly just my visual needs, color is the best for me. Because to be honest, I always used to forget that I have other fragrance houses that I love. Somehow the color works a lot better. So I've gone back to color. The bottom layer has my pinks and kind of like peachy colors. And I'm going by bottle, also by color of juice. So I've got all my pink scents here. And then I started here with the oranges and then gradually to the reds and then gradually to the purple. So to my surprise, I don't have that many purple bottles. I've decluttered a few, so we'll go through those. But this is where we are right now. I'm going to take a break. This is overwhelming a little bit, so I am going to take I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then come back. But so far, I mean, look at it. It's so cute. I think this looks a lot better. Yeah, I like it. All right, so I'm back. So where I left off, we've got reds, we've got pinks. So I'm thinking of doing like blues up there because I don't have that many blues, and I think they should fit quite nicely there. So like blues and greens, but we'll see. And on the flip side, I have moved some fragrances around, but I'm thinking of doing golds here and then doing black and whites up there. So golds here, black and whites, or golds there, black and whites. So we'll see. Yeah, I think that will work. So let's get it. All right, it seems like I still have some space here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the purple over there because I do have some brown bottles that would look nice next to the red. So I'm going to move the purples up there and then put my brown bottles over here. I think that'll work. All right, it seems like I still have some space here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the purple over there because I do have some brown bottles that would look nice next to the red. So I'm going to move the purples up there and then put my brown bottles over here. I think that'll work. Okay, so I'm done with the display, so let's go through everything. Firstly, see if I can get this in one frame. Probably not, but anyway, the bottom layer here. First of all, my shells. If you've watched my previous collection video, I explained where these shelves are from. They're from IKEA, including brackets. So I've got brackets and shelves, and they're both from IKEA. Let me zoom out a bit so you can see. So each one is shelf and bracket, shelf and bracket, shelf and bracket. And then I've got this bookcase, which is from Argos. So anyway, the first layer, I've got the pinks. So I will do a proper collection video, but this is how it looks. And then here I've got oranges, and then it gradually moves on to the reds, which gradually moves on to like dark gold, brown type of bronzy colors. And then up here, this is really cute. I have my blues and greens, and then it gradually just moves into the purples. And I think that works really nicely. Up there is just an overflow of like the golds and bronze colors. Okay. And I've got a little step stool thing, so to get there, so that's fine. And then on the other side where the bookcase is, I've got this shelf, which is pretty much my favorite, I think, where I've got my whites, and then it gradually just moves on to the blacks. And this is how I used to have my fragrances displayed, and then I decided to do it by brand. And then I reached for, I had certain brands that I just kept reaching for. I was neglecting some other brands. So I just think arranging it by color makes me remember what those fragrances are like, so that I can reach for whatever I'm feeling that day. And then this layer is my golds, and then gradually goes to the darker golds, bronzy colors. I think it works really nicely. I quite like this layer as well. All right, now let's move on to the fragrances that I am decluttering. So I've got them on my vanity, and in total I've got 25 fragrances that I have decided to declutter, and we're going to go through each one. So yeah. So I'm going to go in no particular order. I'm just going to grab and talk. So the first one is this one from H&M. And I got this, I want to say 2 winters ago, maybe, from H&M. This is a really, really strong fragrance. You've got oud in this one. It's that type of fragrance that is one spray and go. If you spray more than one, you will choke yourself and everybody else. There are also some other notes in there that make it spicy. All in all, it's a really, really good cheapy fragrance from H&M. I'm tired of trying to balance it out, not to spray too much. I end up giving myself a headache. So if you are interested in this fragrance, I'll recommend one spray, maybe at the back of your neck or at the back of your leg. I'm going to use this as a coat spray, and I'm going to spray my coat like maybe 2 days before, because that's another thing. It lasts forever on the skin and on the clothes. So I'm going to use it as a coat spray. So I'll just put it in the closet downstairs. She's leaving the collection because this isn't anything that I would wear. Look at that. It looks like it hasn't been touched, but I promise you I have used this fragrance. If you know, you know. You know that Swiss Arabian makes really, really nice fragrances. We've got Shagaf Oud, which is a cult favorite. But then when this one came out, it was all the craze on TikTok. I blind bought this to give it a smell because people were saying the vanilla is nicer in this one. It's sweeter. And Shagaf Oud has really, really beautiful blend of vanilla and sweetness to it mixed in with the oud. So I was expecting this one to perform exactly the same or even slightly better. It does have like a soft spiciness to it. I'll definitely say this is not all year round fragrance. This is more of your winter. However, it just didn't become as sweet as I thought it would be. I didn't really get the fruitiness. I didn't really get the sweetness from this. All I got was oud and rose. And I'm not the biggest rose lover, and the oud was just not drying down to like a sweet, creamy feel that I love in Shagaf Oud. So I use this in my bathroom. So I spray this the night before, and then It smells really, really nice in the bathroom, but on me, I just don't get the vanilla and the sweetness. And I've tried to wear this, I've tried to layer it. It gives me a headache, it's too overpowering, and I just don't enjoy the scent. Next one is from Issey Miyake, and I do have a review of this actually on my TikTok. And when this came out, it came out in summer, and I reviewed it. I enjoyed it, but it isn't like my go-to type of scent. Some of the notes that you have in this one, the opening is very bright and citrusy. To the bergamot, that performs really nicely. And then it's got water notes, which I really don't know what that means. The magnolia in this one is what gives me a little bit of a headache. It isn't a fragrance that I enjoy smelling. It is quite long lasting for what it is, but I just don't enjoy how it evolves. It's pretty much one note, and that magnolia is just too present in this fragrance. So it isn't something that I enjoy wearing on its own, and I've tried combining it with some other fragrances, and I just didn't like the way it turned out. So I've been using this in my living room to spray some of my plants, my artificial plants. So hence why the dent, but on me it's just not fun. So I'm going to keep using it in my living room because my family does like the smell. I just don't like it on me. So this one's leaving the collection. If you think you like oud, whatever you do, do not get this fragrance. This is Zara Universal Oud, and I got this to compare it with the Dior Oud Isfahan, and the opening is very, very similar. As it dries, it's very similar, but the dry down of the Dior is very elegant, very sophisticated. This one is just rough. It just smells woody, and it's just woody and oud. It gives you a headache. I don't get spice. I just get like unblended, raw type of oud. I don't know how else to describe it, but I just don't get the balance in this fragrance, and so it gives me a headache. I have tried combining it with some of my sweeter fragrances just to give it the oud kick, but it just takes over. It's not a team player, it just likes to stand out on its own. So, whatever you do, if you really want an intense oud fragrance, I recommend you save your money and get the Dior Oud Isfahan and leave this one alone. This is just a waste of money, in my opinion. This one's gonna leave my collection altogether. I'm probably gonna sell it sell it off, but yeah, I regret picking up this one. The next one is pretty disappointing for me because when I purchased it, it smelled absolutely amazing. And then a couple of months later, I noticed that the smell started changing up. And the way I store my fragrances, there is no natural light, there's no heat or anything in my beauty room. It's pretty much closed off. So, and all my other fragrances are fine. But for some reason, this one switched up on me. So if you do have this fragrance and you notice that it smells a little bit more chemical type, let me know. I'm thinking maybe where I bought it. So I got mine from Fragrance X. I'm thinking maybe it sat on the shelf for a long time or something because I just don't understand why it would switch up so badly. This is the Rebel Fleur by Rihanna. No, sorry, this is Rogue by Rihanna, and this is described as an amber floral. It's supposed to be fruity, supposed to be floral, a little bit of musky, powdery in the dry down, and you've got some vanilla coming through. It's a floral fragrance. And when I bought it, I did enjoy it. It's a really nice, cheapy fragrance. I just don't like the fact that it switched up on me and now it just smells chemical. It doesn't smell fruity or anything. It just smells like chemical in the bottle. So this one I'm probably gonna get rid of altogether because it's just not a nice scent anymore. The next one is just boring to me at this point, so it's leaving. No other reason. This is the Zara New It, and I went through a phase where I needed the bigger size bottles of all the Zara fragrances. I know if I could give you a lesson, especially if you're starting your perfume collection, I highly, highly recommend that you do not blind buy any Zara fragrance. I recommend that you go in store, you spray a few of the fragrances that you've heard really good things about, walk around, make sure you fall in love, because I promise you, if you save your money and buy, you'd be able to buy something a little bit more substantial, a little bit more long lasting, and that you will love even more. So if you are going to buy a Zara fragrance, make sure that you love it 100%, because I'm finding that I'm decluttering quite of my Zara fragrances because I've got way better fragrances that I reach for, and these ones are just sitting on the shelf. So this one, for example, is I'm just bored by it. You can see it's pretty much a full, almost a full size bottle. This is gonna go in my living room area, and I'm just gonna use it to spray my cushions because it's not gonna get used on the shelf. I've got other fragrances that I enjoy, so yeah. Another one that's leaving just because I've got other fragrances that I love is the Zara Tuberose. Now this is a really nice tuberose fragrance. I give it to Zara. When I first purchased this, I enjoyed using it. But then the more I used fragrances or bought fragrances with tuberose in it, the more I realized that the tuberose in this one smells really, really synthetic. It kind of hits you at the back of the throat a little bit and it makes it a little bit uncomfortable. I've used quite a fair bit. I'll say this is about half a bottle left. It's a fruity, gorgeous fragrance. This is a simple, not offensive fragrance. You can wear it to school, to work. Beautiful daytime type of scent. You can wear it to bed as well. I used to wear this to bed and mixed it in with the Kayali vanilla to just give me kind of like a creamy, fruity type of fragrance. I do like tuberose. I just feel like with all the other fragrances that I have, I'm not really reaching for this one. So again, this is gonna go in my living room area and I'm just going to spray my cushions and spray just spray my cushions and let it smell really nice. So yeah, this is leaving. Next up, I'll say this one switched up on me as well because I didn't blind buy this actually. I smelled this in person, and this is the Al Haramain Oud Patchouli. Now, I stopped by a Suna Musk stand, and the person at the stand mixed this in with the Aurum by Ajmal, and it smelled delectable. It smelled opulent, very expensive, gorgeous. So I picked up Aurum and then I purchased this one on Amazon. And in the first few uses, it was fine. The patchouli and the oud worked really nicely together. I know there are a lot of people that don't like patchouli. I like patchouli in small doses. Like I get along with patchouli and I also get along with oud. I would never wear this fragrance on its own. Honestly, it smells like BO. So I would never wear it on its own. But mixed in with the Arum by Ajmal, it smelled amazing. But then I gave it a couple of months, just like the Rogue by Rihanna, and the smell switched up. The oud went out the window, and all I get is patchouli. And the patchouli is just body odor on crack. So this one is completely leaving my collection. This one, if you see it, if you smell it, buy with caution. I wish they came in a smaller size bottle, but in the big size bottle, like it looks like it hasn't really been used. I've only been combining it just to give it that flavor of patchouli and oud in my fruity fragrances. But I would never use it as a standalone fragrance. This one's completely living. It's completely leaving my house. It's leaving the house. All right, so this next one is part of a set that I received in PR from Next, and this is their fragrance collection, and this one is In the Midnight Hour. Now, the other fragrances from the set, they all smell amazing. I absolutely love them, but for some reason, this one, it just smells really stale. I just don't enjoy the scent at all. So the notes in this one at the top, there's orange, sandalwood. In the middle, there's lemongrass, leather. In the base, there's vetiver and oud. I think the leather and the oud are kind of, they're fighting, they're conflicting. They're not working well together. They're not well blended. So it's just really, really off-putting. So I don't know if it'll smell different on my husband, but on me, it just smells really stale is the word that I'm looking for. Definitely not my favorite from the set. This is the only one I didn't enjoy, so it's going to leave the collection. This next fragrance was a gift from my girl Toes. So if you're watching this, I'm really, really sorry. I tried to love this fragrance, but it decided not to love me back. And this is the Giorgio Beverly Hills fragrance. It's supposed to be a floral fragrance for women. It's a pretty kind of iconic fragrance. 1981 it came out, and there are a bunch of fruity notes in this one, like bergamot, there's orange blossom, apricot, peach. So the opening is fruity, it's floral, it's sharp as well. There's gardenia, tuberose, jasmine, rose, orchid. There's oak moss, vanilla, amber, musk. There are so many notes in this, but for some reason it just smells really stale. It doesn't smell fresh, doesn't smell fruity. It's not really, really exciting when I spray it. I don't get any of the lactonic, notes. I don't get any of the vanilla in there. So it is pretty, pretty disappointing for me. I have tried to use it a few times. I do use it in my bathroom, so I'll probably keep using it there, but just generally on me, it just doesn't translate as well as I hoped it would. So she's going. The next one is supposed to be a dupe for Zherjov Eba Pura, and this is the I Am Queen. And when this came out on TikTok, everyone wanted it for so many reasons. The bottle is nice and heavy. It looks really, really nice. I love the crown. Gorgeous fragrance. It smells like Eba Pura when you spray it. It is a little bit drier than Eba Pura. Eba Pura is a lot more sophisticated, fruity, sweeter. This one's a little bit drier, so didn't particularly I wouldn't particularly say that it's 100% dupe. What I don't like about this one is the performance. The performance on this, especially for an Arab scent, is pretty disappointing. So the performance of this one, I would say couple of hours max. I did do a review of this, but I have Ebapura. I prefer to use Ebapura, so kind of keeping this in the collection. I'm not reaching for it. I took it on holiday with me this year, and I pretty much used it, rocked it, reviewed it, and I haven't touched it since then. So yeah, for that reason, it's going to go. The performance is really poor, but everything about this bottle screams luxury. I just wish that the performance was a lot better. So this one's leaving the collection. I'll probably gift it to somebody. I've had this next one in my collection for quite a while. This is the Moschino Funny. And this is a citrus fragrance. It's a floral fruity, but leans very citrus. It's very fresh, very green. I do enjoy this when I do wear it. I feel like the opening is nice and bright. And then it gives you kind of like that clean air type of scent, like the clean girl type of aesthetic. It then becomes quite fruity, quite sweet, and then dry down is powdery. The only reason why it's leaving my collection is because I've got other citrus, clean type of fragrances that I prefer. And I haven't reached for this one in about a year. Um, and so it's just not getting the love. I know there are people that would love this, so I'm gonna gift this to a friend, but just generally, I wish that I could use it more. I feel like the performance on this is decent. It's not like your many, many hours. I find that a lot of citrus clean fragrances don't last that long, but for what it is, it's quite a cheap fragrance. I would say it's moderate. Longevity is moderate, so it's an okay performing scent. It just doesn't get used by me, so time to let her go. Another floral fragrance is another iconic scent in my collection, and this is Poem by Lancome. And this fragrance is a floral scent. You've got notes like peach, plum, Lots of flowers in there. You've got mimosa, vanilla flower, tuberose, Himalayan poppy, mandarin orange, green notes, heliotrope, rose, leather, vanilla. There are a lot of notes in this scent, and it's an iconic scent, but it is pretty. I would say it's pretty. Uh, I'm trying not to say old. It smells too mature, is the word for me. And I've used it a couple of times and I just didn't enjoy the dry down of it. It just smelled too mature, a little bit old-ish for me. So this one's just gonna go because I just don't enjoy the dry down. It's complex, there are a lot of notes, it's very hard to pick out the notes, but yeah, I've got other scents that I prefer. So this one's leaving the collection, but it is a cute bottle. I don't know if they still sell this, but either way, it is leaving the collection. Say what you like. You can say what you like, but this next fragrance is leaving because the bottle is hideous. And this is the Washer by Latafa Perfumes. This is the corniest, cheapest looking bottle I have ever come across. And the annoying thing is that the fragrance itself smells divine, but I just can't get over the bottle. I've tried to get over it, but I can't. It's an amber floral fragrance. Lots of notes in this one as well. You've got fruits and pepper at the top, raspberry, bitter orange, pink pepper. Middle, there's tuberose, there's osmanthus, there's jasmine, French orange, flower, neroli. Base, there's tonka bean, vanilla, benzoin, musk, cashmere wood, and amber. Generally, this is a long-lasting fragrance. You know that Latafa makes really, really good performing fragrances. I just want to know who their designer was because whoever their designer was did this bottle dirty. This is so ugly. Because of how ugly it is, I haven't used it. I haven't used it. I haven't touched it. So this one's gonna go in my living room area and I'm just gonna use it as a room spray because I just cannot. I won't reach for it. I've had this since summer this year and I haven't probably used it once. Once. So that's why it's leaving. It's leaving my room. It's leaving my collection. It's going to my living room. I'll do these next two together because they are from Next. And there's some of the older fragrances that I had in my collection. And this is the Next Enchantment. I've had this fragrance for years. This used to be my go-to work fragrance. It smells way more expensive than the price. I think you can still get your hands on this one. The only reason why it's leaving my collection is because I don't reach for it. I haven't reached for it in over a year. And I have other fragrances that I prefer to wear to work. So I am going to gift this to a family member. The second one I don't really reach for, which I do think you can still get your hands on. Possibly the packaging may have changed. This is the Rouge Absolute from Next. Again, this doesn't smell cheap. It smells expensive, but it is quite affordable. And I do love the bottle of this one. It's very nice, but I just haven't reached for it. So it's time to let it go. All right. So the next three are supposed to be, I believe, I'm not sure if they are, but I do believe that they're supposed to be dupes for the Dior Privé line. So this one is the Abaco Paris in glitter. This one is my favorite one from Abaco Paris. Come on, there you go. It's my favorite one from Abaco Paris that I've tried. I do have a separate video here on YouTube talking about these fragrances, and I did enjoy using this one. I just don't use it as much. It's a very pleasant, everyday type of scent. I have no issue with it. I've just got other fragrances that I prefer to wear. So this one's leaving. Next one as well, the Jamali is also in that video. I haven't really used this one. So just because, I rather have the scents that I use rather than just keeping fragrances in here. So this one is leaving as well. And the one that not many people quite like this one because of how animalic and musky it smells. And this is Odelia. I actually quite enjoy this one. But again, I've got so many other fragrances that I prefer to reach for. I haven't reached for these fragrances. Probably, possibly, I've used the glitter more than the rest. Since the video, no, definitely, I've used the glitter more than the rest. But I want to say since the video, I haven't really reached for these other two fragrances, so they're going to leave the collection just because I'm not touching them. Just like the Abaco Paris, I've got some Yardley fragrances that are going. Again, these are all EDTs. I've got this one in Blossom and Peach from Yardley. They're all right. They're fine. There's nothing really wrong with them. I'm just not too much of like a floral type of girl. I like my fruity florals, but like standalone florals are probably not my thing from what I noticed. So I don't reach for these. I was gifted them from Yardley. I did reviews and it's pretty much it. I've just not used it since then. So this one's gonna go. And then this one I'd probably say is my favorite. This is Bluebell and Sweet Pea. So this one's gonna go as well. Just not using it, but you can see I did spray this one a little bit more. And then this one is nice and bright. This is Freesia and Bergamot. I quite enjoyed this one. The opening of this is really, really nice. The bergamot really, really shines through the entire fragrance. And my least favorite, which I also have a body spray of, is the Magnolia and Fig. Not really the biggest Magnolia lover. So this one was an immediate no. And I've also got it in the fragrance, which the minute I smelled the spray, I was like, no. So I haven't really taken this one out of the box. Yeah, so it's just gonna go. I'm just gonna gift this because it really isn't my thing. And the last fragrance that I have to declutter is one of my OG. I love this fragrance. I used to use it to work. This was way before COVID times. And this is the Juicy Couture I Heart Juicy Couture. This has a beautiful dent because this was my everyday go to work scent. I want to say my nose has matured a lot more because this scent is all right. It's just not something that I would reach for right now. I feel like it's too simple and it's just not as powerful as I like my fragrances now. So this is just me outgrowing the scent. There's nothing wrong with it. I've used it, as you can see, and I did enjoy it. Not the biggest fan of the packaging. I do think it's a little bit ugly, little bit, but the scent itself did the job a couple of years ago. So it's time to move on from her and give her to someone who's going to enjoy it. Not gonna lie, that was a lot. And there you have it, all the fragrances. I actually didn't count how many fragrances I have in total. I'll probably do that in the collection video. So this is my organization and declutter. I hope you enjoyed it. I am looking forward to going through a collection video and showing you the fragrances that I have and my thoughts, like quick fire thoughts. It's not going to be anything detailed, but I did enjoy doing this video. I was a little bit apprehensive initially, but I think decluttering 25 fragrances from my collection makes me feel a little bit better. I do have some spaces, which is great because I do have some fragrances coming and I won't be struggling for space. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Definitely let me know the quality of this camera as well. As I said, I'm testing out a new camera, so let me know what you think. It's more like you're vlogging on the go type of camera. So let me know if you think that the quality is good, the sound and all of that. Yeah, and I'll catch you in a future video. Remember, God doesn't like ugly. Be nice to someone today, and I'll catch you in a future one. Bye.